you play World of Warcraft, obviously. Like you said, you don't have a guild, but you do play WoW. Do you play any other games, or is WoW sort of your...
WoW is like I really enjoy WoW because you can just kind of disappear, and it's a big enough world where you really do feel like you're somewhere else. So when you want to get away, it's a great place to go.
Yeah.
But I love games in general. Like I've been playing Minecraft with my kids, and I've been really enjoying that. Like they love it. They always tell me to put it in creative mode so they can just fly around. And I'm like, no. This one that we're playing is a family. We're playing survival. I want to get the trophies. We're gonna do this, the hard way. And so we have a world that we just basically go and explore together.
Okay.
But I love stuff like that. Minecraft Dungeons was actually a really fun game. I grew up playing a lot of first-person shooters. I didn't have a PC, so it was whatever was available on Mac. So I played like Unreal Tournament when I was growing up. Played a lot of like Quake. And then growing up, I also played Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and so a lot of platformers. I love platformers. I love the Mario game. I love things like Little Big Planet was super fun. Rayman Legends was great. Really,
so you are like a gamer.
I love everything, man. Like I loved the Fallout series until they did 76.
Did you not like 76?
I didn't even play it because it wasn't what I wanted. Like I wanted to look at multiplayer in Minecraft.
Okay.
I can have a local save on my hard drive. I can have a local game that I can invite people to, and they can just come hang out in my world. It's not always online. It's not always connected. It doesn't have a ton of randoms in my thing. I don't have like, I don't lose all of my settlements and have to reset everything back up because, they can't have it permanently living in the game. Like it's not what I wanted. Like I wanted a Fallout where I could have my world and have somebody come explore my world with me. The only thing I think they would have had to really figure out would have been VATS and how to implement that into the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it didn't appeal to me when it came out as for what it was. I was like, there's no NPCs. Like that's the reason I play Fallout is for the world, and for the people that inhabit the world. And so if they can get back to something like that, then, I'll check it out. But also I feel like I really liked aspects of New Vegas a lot more than Fallout 4. The dialogue choices were so much better. I liked how there were more RPG aspects in the game that kind of seemed to get watered down in Fallout. It's my same complaints with Oblivion to Skyrim. The one thing I will say that Skyrim vastly improved upon was the lockpicking. Lockpicking before Skyrim was abysmal, and it was really actually kind of fun in Skyrim. So, but yeah, I like open world games. I like platformers. Love driving games because I'm a car guy. So
yeah.
But I have to play with like a force feedback wheel and pedals. Like I can't do the controller crap. It's gotta be like a legit driving thing.
If you could play any other character in the entire Blizzard universe, which game would you like to do a character for?
I don't know. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the other games in the Blizzard universe. I've been pretty much just World of Warcraft.
And you have Diablo, you have Overwatch.
I have played Diablo. Actually, you know what? I've played Diablo 2. Actually, I think my wife and I are going to start on that again because we played it back when it was on Xbox, and we have like the updated graphic version and all that. So we're probably going to play. I don't know, man. Like honestly, there's, and this is just like a sentimental thing. One of my favorite storylines from Before the Storm, one of my side storylines was the Safi and Grizzy story. I loved their story, and I would love to be Grizzy. I think he's already voiced. I think he's already somebody in that. But I loved their story, and I would love to be him. It's a small character, small goblin falls in love with a gnome, but it's a great story. I love that.
That was sort of it was very much out of left field whenever I did that. But yeah, the goblins is sort of a unplayable race for me. I refuse to play a goblin. I will never roll a goblin, but a funny race at the same time.
What do you got against goblins? Come on, man. Come on.
I don't like small characters like gnomes. I don't know why anyone would play a gnome. I mean, there's no point.
They're hard to target in PvP.
To be fair, though, think about this in reality, in realism terms. If a goblin came running up to you, I don't care what weapon he's wielding, you just fucking boot him away. Like, you can just kick him. He can have all the weapons in the world. You just boot him and then go.
He can get you from range, man.
I mean, to be fair, the tiny arrows would probably not even penetrate.
What about a goblin spellcasting? Spellcasting is going to be universally, regardless of person size.
All right, I could agree that from a spellcasting perspective, they could be useful, but then again,
a greater power blast from a goblin mage is no mage is going to hit just as hard as from, like, I don't know, a
probably, but that's it. Warrior gnome shouldn't exist. I think that's really the truth of the matter. They shouldn't exist because,
well, maybe they just have like a crazy high density, like, you know how they core of a like the middle of a black hole, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's this tiny thing that is just infinitely dense.
Their cores is just overdeveloped, so to speak. You just touched on something that I did want to ask you, and I think that's a good final question to sort of ask. Negativity. I mean, you're dealing in a video game, and if there's one thing that people who play video games are, it's passionate. I remember Henry Cavill actually was asked about The Witcher and some of the hate that The Witcher got early on, and they were actually calling them toxic fans and whatnot, and he actually said, well, it's actually just passion. It's just fans being passionate. So I don't think it's necessarily a toxic thing, but how do you deal with, let's say, a massive amount of hate on something? Does that affect you personally, or are you good at sort of distancing yourself from the character?
Depends. I'd say that it only gets toxic when they start actually like bringing the voice actor personally into the toxicity, and you know, talking about you personally.
Yeah.
That's when I mean, that's going to affect anybody. It's like, yo, man, this is just what I do. Like, this is my job. This is, you know, you don't have to attack me about this. But and I mean, yeah, when you invest emotionally into a character that you're playing, yeah, you want everybody to like them. Not even necessarily like them. You just want them to feel a certain way about them. Because there's going to be characters that hate your character. But if they hate you because you did a good job portraying that character, and they hate that character because you made them feel that, then you still did your job.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with that, where it's passion. And our jobs is to make people feel passionately about something. So whether it's they feel passionately about Anduin positively because they're Alliance and love the Alliance, and he's their leader and they're going to stand behind him, that's awesome. If you're Horde and you hate Anduin, and you hate him even more now that I'm playing him this way and they're writing him this way, because maybe you see him as a threat, maybe you see him as something else, but you just don't like him, then, I mean, I've still done my job. Like, that's the goal, is to make you feel a certain way about him, regardless of what side you're on. But what I have seen is, I've seen a lot of Horde people saying, man, I'm Horde and I don't like the Alliance, but I really love what they're doing with Anduin. I've seen a bunch of that too. So
I'm one of them.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm one of them.